Find your mouthpiece and put on your jock straps. It's the Sports Blitz with Doug and Robbie.
Okay, how long is your show?
You guys have such a great setup.
Listen, if you're under a rock or if you're in a cave, come on out and listen to our episode.
It was fun talking baseball. I love talking Red Sox. I love talking coaching.
I don't care because I would rather there not be an MLB season than have to sit and watch the colossal embarrassment.
Hey, hello, I am Bloom. Yeah, it's Doug and Robbie from the Sports Blitz. I just wanted to find out whether you need some pitching.
There you go. In 5, 4, 3.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Blitz. Yes, we are back. Hope everybody's doing well out there. I am Robbie, and we've got Doug here, as always, my trusty co-host. And I don't know. That's about all I could go, as far as I could go at that. But, Doug, how are you tonight, my man?
Doing very well, Robbie. Looking forward to this episode. And we have some... we've got some great stuff to talk about tonight. So
a lot of content.
Looking forward to it.
Very content-based show. Really.
It is a lot of content. Some of it we don't want to talk about, and some of it we don't want to talk about. I mean, I'm not sure. We'll find out.
Yes, the only way to find out is to watch the episode, folks. Even if you're under that rock or in that cave, come on out, right. Give us a watch, because this is going to be a fire episode. I could tell already, and
you could actually come on out because it's getting
okay. It's getting okay. You know, things
get
are settling
better,
down. You know, it's all right. You know, just do what you got to do, and but definitely involve watching our episode while you're out here. And speaking of fire, I was trying to segue it somehow, but it really didn't work. But anyway, Doug, we have not one but two amazing sponsors for tonight's episode. So why don't you tell the people about them, please?
I will. The first episode, right? Sure. See, there it is. See, I knew it was coming.
We said, can I just say, 5 seconds before we come on the air, Doug goes to me, there's going to be a point in this episode where we're going to break down and go completely off the rails. And it didn't even take like a minute and a half into the episode. We already have had our moments. So it can only go up from here, Doug. It can only go up from here.
Yeah.
You can see my hair, but I'm only up at the ceiling. We can only go up.
Yep. Absolutely. So I meant to say this episode. Obviously, I was not reading what I have here. I'm just like looking at the camera. Read next time. Okay, so this episode is sponsored by Simon Organizing. Simon Organizing is a sponsor of the Sports Blitz. And just in case you're feeling overwhelmed with a room, a closet, a drawer, under your bed, doesn't matter. Something that's disorganized. Simon Organizing can come in, and they can create and organize the space for you and make it a serene place so you can come in and spend some time in it. You feel nice about it. You can find things easily. And it's
I just found this remote.
See?
It wouldn't have been possible without Simon Organizing.
Absolutely. We finally had Simon Organizing going into Robbie's room. It took a while to get Simon Organizing out of the room, but that's okay. It's all right, just because there was a lot of stuff in there. But anyway, just remember, Simon Organizing, creating a stress-free home. That is our first one, and our second is it's all about Wes Woodson. It's all about Wes. His latest episode. If you want to watch his latest episode, it's really very, very cool. Talks about how much money he's made since he has started to go to different places to talk about his book and talk about stress and anxiety, that kind of thing. He went for a 2-week tour of Missouri and Seattle and that kind of thing, and he came home and he's really super tired. I don't know who booked him in Missouri and then Seattle.
Yeah. It's like two kind of like different ends
gotta
of the
really
country
get
right there. Yeah.
Gotta get a better agent there.
Go from the Mason-Dixon line to the Pacific Ocean, like basically is what you're doing right there.
Like you might want to do like California and Oregon and Washington and that area because you're in the same time zone, and then you can come to Missouri and do Missouri.
Yeah, make your way back. You know, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's just back and forth. It's just tiring, and then he's gonna come back here, and then whatever. Anyway, latest episode. You go on the episode, and he says there's a couple of words. There's 2 words that you have to look for. Now, he's offering $100 that he's going to Venmo you. What happens is you say the words in the comments. There's 2 words. You say the 2 words in the comments. You write them down in the comments, and then you get entered into a drawing to get $100 right from Wes. That is the last episode, but you got to watch his. His not just his latest, but the back episodes too.
Yeah.
Very good. Talk about anxiety. It's something that's not talked about today and needs to be talked about. So please go to YouTube, go to Wes Woodson.
Link will be in the description.
Yeah. I believe it's called Wes Daily now. It's a little different.
Okay.
But if you just look up what Wes Woodson, you can go right to his site. And again, he's got this book out. It's really, really good. It's I Have Anxiety. So What? By Wes Woodson. That is our second sponsor for this evening of an episode of the Sports Blitz.
Yes, both amazing sponsors and both sponsors of
we thank
the
them
entire
very much.
YouTube trilogy that we have going on, obviously being the Sports Blitz, Marvel at the Movies with Doug and Kyle. By the way, shout out to Marvel at the Movies. Another episode just dropped a little while ago. Great episode. Fire intro. Absolutely fire intro.
Yeah. Check out the intro.
Gotta love
it. If you're anything into 80s sitcoms, you gotta watch the intro to the. If you're not,
I was having chills literally watching it. I was having goosebumps like watching it. It was that good. And also, obviously, On a Couch Talking Sports with Kyle and I. New episode coming very, very soon to a computer screen near you.
Yeah. Hey, Robbie, aren't you coming up on episode 300? If I'm not mistaken?
We are. I believe we are. I believe you are correct. I'd have to go back and sort of crunch the numbers there, but I believe you are on to something there. So
I mean, it's just big. We don't, I don't care what episode it is. You don't have to watch them in order. You can watch episode 100, then you can watch episode 290. It's not a big deal. It doesn't go in order. It's just they've been around for a long time, and you've got to go out and watch this.
We have. Really, we've been.
It's fun. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. They talk about a lot of great stuff, and of course, Kyle and I talking Marvel at the Movies. Our last episode was really, really good, and we're looking forward to our next one.
Yes, absolutely. Always looking backwards, but always looking ahead as well. So
you got it.
Absolutely.
So what are we talking about tonight, man?
Well, I mean, I'm trying to introduce it, but if you want to, hijack the episode, no, it's all good.
Wait, excuse me, I'm starting to get some anxiety.
Oh boy, nice shameless plug right there.
Shameless plug twice.
Exactly. But what we're going to do for the first segment of tonight's show, Doug, is we're going to dive knee deep into my personal nightmare, and that is the
this is great, folks. You're gonna love
the current state of things in a certain league that should be playing preseason games right now, but because of a certain labor dispute is currently involved in their first lockout since 1994, that being good old Major League Baseball, which, if you don't know, now you'll know. It was announced on Tuesday. Yeah, on Tuesday, the first 2 series of the year have been canceled. Good old Rob Manfred made that announcement at a press conference, a very lively press conference, after the 2 sides could not agree on a deal by the imposed 5 p.m. Deadline. So here's what I
just want to do a little breaking news.
Oh,
nothing. Yeah.
They made a deal. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's believe me. If they did, I would have broke in a long time ago, Robbie.
Yeah.
I would have let you go through that whole thing. I would have broken in right away. It says here they met today for 90 minutes. It says no breakthroughs in Thursday's meeting between MLB, MLBPA lead negotiators. So nothing. And as you can tell by Robbie's face, this is not good news for Robbie.
No, it's all bad.
That loves baseball.
Here's Doug. Here's what I want to do, because obviously, and I was saying this to Doug. Fair, listen. I could turn this into an hour and a half show of just me ranting about this. And listen, I'm sure you, Doug, and the viewers out there would love to see that, but I'm not going to do that. I've ranted too much about the subject already. Man. I'm not going to do that. Here's what I'm going to do.
Robbie Rent.
Well, it may come later. It may come later. Don't.
Okay.
Don't.
No, I'm sure it will.
Don't throw the cork in it yet. But what I wanted to do, Doug, is actually I wanted to start with you. I wanted to sort of give you a chance to sort of give your take on the current MLB situation, as we'll call it. And then what I will do is I will kind of build off of what you say and sort of follow you up here. So I kind of want to give you the floor first of all, sort of take us through your perspective, your thoughts on what the hell is going on in the MLB right now. So that's kind of how I want to sort of kick things off here, is turning it over to Doug to sort of give his thoughts right out of the bat here.
Yeah, I know this has happened before. I'm not, of course, you're the baseball guru, so you probably know more of the actual sticking points, the things that they're kind of arguing about. What I always think in these kinds of situations, and they don't, thankfully, don't happen often, but they do. The sticking point that I always think of, and if you think about it, it's not about rules. It's not about this. It's not about that. It's about money.
Yeah.
It's about money, period. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's all it's about. It's always about money. It's always been about money. MLB players make some of the biggest contracts of the professional sports world.
Oh yeah.
And the owners of these baseball teams make some of the biggest money of the sports world. And for them to even sit around us in a circle with a fire in the middle and complain, actually have a complaint about money, because money is absolutely always the issue, especially MLB in 94?
Yeah, 94. Yep, 94.
In 94, same thing. It was about money. It was about money. Money. That's all it's about. It's not about these rules. Some of these rules, need to go away. And I won't bring up the 10th inning second base rule.
Hey, you know what? At least the one smart thing they did is they announced after this past season that rule was going to be going away permanently. I think I nearly paraded down the streets when that was announced.
Yes, there was a parade at Wellesley. It was one person. It was Robbie carrying a flag, MLB flag. And it was just going up and down the street, and it was all cool. It was good. Yes, there are some.
That's
crazy
a whole rant for another episode. I've already ranted about that subject.
Right, exactly. But I think what I'm trying to say is that I think what it comes down to is that how in the hell do they complain about money when these guys make the biggest contracts in sports? The owners make the biggest contracts. They have the biggest stadiums. They have the biggest deals. They have the biggest commercials. They're the biggest Nike and all this kind of. They have all New Balance and all these big companies coming in. So they have revenue coming in all the time. I think what makes me crazy, and hey, listen, I'm not all about saying they shouldn't make money. I'm not for that. I'm not saying, well, they don't make money. I don't make as much as they do, so I don't really care. No, it has nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that. If I want to make the most money in my lifetime too, money is not the be all end all of the world. It just isn't. Is it easier? Yes, it's easier when you have it because you can pay your bills. You don't have to worry about certain stuff. You can go out to dinner. You can go away. You can travel. Do all that stuff. I get it. These guys don't have any problem doing that. They don't have any problem doing that. These guys make millions of dollars.
Billions.
And they
if you're the owners, you make billions.
Yes, owners make billions. Correct. So to have this all about money, for me, even if I was a fan that's this much, even if I like watching the games, I just get crazy over this stuff. And I'm ready now myself. I just get absolutely nuts when it comes down to them complaining and going, oh, well, we don't have this particular thing and we don't have this money here. The second baseman should be paid this much. And stop it. Stop this crap.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with it. I will tell you this, Robbie, and I'm going to start you out. And let me tell you, after I say this, I know, first of all, I know you're going to agree with me. And second of all, I know you'll also go off on this point too, is that at Rivers Day Camp, we used to go to the Pawtucket Red Sox.
Yeah.
Well, now they're the Woo Sox. They're the Woo Sox, which, by the way, they're starting up very soon.
Yeah, they're actually going to be playing games as opposed to their MLB counterparts, which
absolutely. When we went to the Pawtucket Red Sox, they don't play for the money. They play for the love of the game.
Absolutely.
That's what they do. And I will tell you, I had more fun at a Pawtucket Red Sox game. I actually went up to New Hampshire to the Cats.
Oh, they oh god, oh no, I know what's the name of them?
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I know. I believe so. I know exactly who you're talking about. Now it's going to drive me crazy. Not the River Cats.
No. It's a name.
No. It's something Cats, and I know.
Yeah, it is. It's okay.
I have.
So anyway, I will tell you my point, and as soon as you got it, you can just
Fisher Cats, New Hampshire Fisher Cats.
Yes, I went to probably a half a dozen Fisher Cats games.
Yeah.
When I was living up in New Hampshire for 7 years, we went like 5 years in a row. It was phenomenal.
It's a great time.
Entertainment.
It's a great time. And it's cheap too.
You get to watch baseball.
Tickets are pretty cheap too.
The tickets were really cheap. I mean, even if it was $20, it was worth it. But like, I don't know, $5 or $6 a ticket at the time, I think.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a lot of money.
Absolutely.
We brought the whole family. I got my daughter in. She loved the Fisher Cat guy, and she and all that kind of. It was awesome. She loved it. It was great. They were throwing out baseballs, these little soft baseballs they had. They were doing entertainment in between. That's minor league baseball.
Yeah.
Minor league baseball. So what I'm saying is I had more fun at a freaking minor league baseball game than I did, than I can remember watching an actual MLB or in the stadium for an MLB game. And I will tell you, if they continue to do this, people are going to start moving their asses over to watch the Woo Sox, to go up to New Hampshire. By the way, it's just a Manchester. It's not that far away.
Yeah.
To go to the Fisher Cats game.
I mean, look at all the teams. Look at all the teams, minor league teams that are within a pretty reasonable drive of where we are right now in Massachusetts. You've got, the teams in there's multiple teams in New Hampshire. The Fisher Cats. I think Nashua. I don't know if Nashua is an independent league or but that's beside the point. But you've got the Lowell Spinners. Did the Lowell Spinners? No, wait, the Lowell Spinners exist anymore. I think they may have actually no longer. But anyway, you had the Lowell Spinners at least. You've got the Portland Sea Dogs, which aren't too far away. You've got the Woo Sox. I mean, you've got a lot of exciting minor league action out there. You're absolutely right, Doug. And here's my whole thing.
Got the Norfolk Tides.
Yeah, Norfolk Tides. Yep, you've got
Round Rock Express. I'm just looking some of them up.
But you're absolutely right. Here's my whole thing, Doug. Here's where I will kind of jump in here is I first of all, I completely agree with everything that you just said. And you know me. I love baseball. I've loved baseball since I was 5 years old. I'm the baseball guru. I'm one of those baseball fans that they could, and I hate to say because it's going to how it's going to make me sound, but they could be locked out for an entire season and I probably would still go when they come back. That's just how much I personally love the game of baseball and love MLB baseball and love the Red Sox. That being said, I do not believe that there is a sport that can afford less to lose time because of a stupid lockout than Major League Baseball. Because if you look at the younger generations and even some of the more veteran baseball fans out there, the interest in the game is waning. There's no question. I have no problem acknowledging that. The games have gotten too long. There's too much else to do. Attention spans have gone way, far to the left, whatever you want to call it. I mean, this baseball did not need this. Baseball basically needed this like a hole in the head, to quote the old saying. I mean, it's ridiculous. You are millionaires and billionaires arguing over making more millions of dollars. With all that's going on in the world between, just everything, like, could you be any more tone deaf? And by the way, you're actually coming off a playoff run that was one of the more exciting playoff runs out there. Like, even the casual baseball fan was tuning in when the Red Sox were making their playoff run this past October. People were tuning in to that Braves, Astros, not Braves, Astros. Who did the Braves play in the World Series? Jeez, I feel so embarrassed for not remembering this. No, it was the Astros, Doug, because they basically, I don't know. Doug, we talked about going off the rails earlier.
You're all flustered because of the stupid MLB thing. I mean, this is what makes us crazy. And when you get crazy,
it really is. It's been driving me nuts for weeks now, and I've hit my breaking point with it. It is just so ridiculous that it has come to this. And then when I have to sit there and watch freaking Rob Manfred laughing and hamming it up at that goddamn press conference
on the day he cancels games.
On the day he cancels freaking game.
And it's funny. It's funny.
And he's just laughing and hamming it up. Go. You know what? I'm sorry, folks. If you have small children,
go yourself.
Go. Yeah, I'm gonna try to contain myself. I'm gonna try to censor myself. Go blank yourself, Rob Manfred. Like, just go. It is. I'm just so frustrated because, like I said, the point that I come back to, and it's the overarching point to all of this for me, is that ML, and Doug, I'm sure you agree with this, is that there is no sport that can afford less to have this happen right now than Major League Baseball. Period. End of story. That's all she wrote. You are alienating the little fan base that you have left. You are driving away and you are alienating because of the stupid goddamn lockout that you are putting us through over some of the most stupidest things that I could ever imagine. Bumping up the playoff format to 14 teams or money or whatever the hell it is that you're arguing about. It's just I'm sick and tired of these grown-ass players and grown-ass owners just acting like small children. And then, they're going out there, they're putting out all these statements. The players like, oh, woe is me. Shut up.
Yeah,
you have as much of a part in this as the owners do. I'm not saying your part is as big as the owners, but don't act like you're all innocent and all.
Yeah,
of this.
Anthony Rizzo put something out. It was March 1st. So to the fans, we miss you the most. To the youngest generation of baseball players, this is for you.
Yeah, the youngest generation you're not going to have.
You're not going to.
Stupid lockout.
And nobody's going to play either. that the rookies that are coming up to play are not going to be able to play because of the fact that you're holding them up. So how are they supposed to, get into playing baseball now? They can't do it.
Yeah.
And you're right. It's the wrong time to do this when the world needs something out there that's not crazy and terrible. It's not the pandemic. It's not the Ukraine situation. It's not anything that's going on with anything else. This is not the right time. This is going to be.
They just can't afford it. They cannot afford it.
But this is going to because people are going to come back and they're going to be like, I don't want to watch baseball.
Doug, let me, and I don't.
I'd rather watch repeats of the NFL.
Right, I don't use Titanic analogies often, but this seems like a perfect time for it. The MLB right now is like the Titanic, or is the Titanic in the sense that it has hit the iceberg and it is slowly taking on water. This lockout is going to take you from taking on water to completely sinking the goddamn ship. Is what it's going to do.
I totally agree.
No, I know. It's so frustrating because we all can see it, and these players and owners apparently think that they will somehow come back and just be like, oh, whatever, lockout, great, we're still going to fill up the stadiums and all that.
I really don't think they're going to. I really don't. I think there's a lot of people that are going to drop off because of this. A lot of people, especially if it lasts for even a couple months, people are going to be doing other things. They really are. They're going to be watching other things.
Like hardcore fans are going to be turned off by this. They're going to, if they do come back, they're going to be very slow to do so. They're going to take their sweet old time to do so because this is how much MLB right now is alienating the people that are keeping them alive, basically, as a sport, as a professional sports league.
Yeah, and I will tell you, even for the fan who just kind of watches the playoffs or doesn't watch often, but every once in a while watches a game, this is gonna hit them even harder because they're like, well, game's not on, cool. I don't have to watch it anyway. But even when it's on, I'm just not gonna watch it because I know what the hell they're fighting about. I know the pettiness of this whole crap thing, and they've been doing this for years. So the fact is that I really think fans are going to start dropping off. I think that fans are going to go, and I will tell you to go. I will tell you to go to the Blue Sox. I will tell you to go to the Fisher Cats. I will tell you to go to any of these minor league stadiums, anywhere, and go in with your kids, with your family. It's not a lot of money.
No.
Typically, they don't just have hot dogs and actually the Fisher Cats. You wouldn't believe the food, man. They have portions this big of it's not just a hot dog. It's like hot dog and fries and they got portions that are huge, like chicken fingers and fries and all kinds of other things that you can get. You can get burgers, you can get pretzels, you can get anything you can get regularly at the ball game, but it's not a lot of money. You have to go there. You're not spending box seats at the MLB stadium. You're not spending $800 to $1,000 not just on your seats for your kids and for you, but you're not spending $800 on food.
Yeah.
So you're not doing that. It's very economical to go to a Fisher Cats game, to go to a Blue Sox game, to go to any of these Maine, in Maine too, the same thing. It's a lot cheaper. The baseball is very, very good. They play not for the money, they play for the love of the game. And it's entertainment for the kids. There's usually a giveaway. Sometimes they have, I think there's a bobblehead day that they typically have. You can find that just on their websites. Sometimes they have these little cushy balls. There's lots of stuff. Even the souvenirs aren't expensive.
Right.
So if you go and spend $800, you're going to go home like, what the heck? Oh, you wouldn't have to spend that much. But what I'm saying is that it's a better baseball game all around, especially for kids. So I would suggest the fans, all the baseball fans out there, start heading to those stadiums. The Blue Sox are starting very soon. I'm sure the Fisher Cats are up, trying to
even the Sea Dogs. I mean, everybody, yeah.
Absolutely. So really go to these stadiums. It's a good, solid baseball game. and you could bring your kids because it's incredibly kid friendly. In between innings, they have this entertainment. They come out and do this entertainment stuff. Sometimes they bring kids onto the field. It's amazing what they do. They have lots of staff going around. They have event staff that actually do events during the game itself. It's amazing, and it's cheap, but it's good. It's good for your family, and it's not expensive. And I would suggest everybody do that. And just that's the way to go right now. And you can go to multiple games, multiple.
Yeah.
So you're not spending. Oh yeah, I went to that. That game against the Chicago White Sox or the Cleveland Indians, and I went to that one game last year during the MLB season because that's all I could afford. No, you could go to multiple games with this. Multiple games, unbelievable, and you get different stuff every time. The event staff does different. Sometimes they have theme days and theme games. It's just awesome. So
for the amount that you pay, for one MLB game, especially one if we take the Red Sox for example, for the amount that you pay to go to one Red Sox game, you could probably go, like Doug said, to at least 2 or 3 Woo Sox games, or at least 2 and 3 Fisher Cats games, if not more.
Oh yeah, maybe more, because it's really, really super it's not expensive at all.
Right.
It really is not.
No, you're right.
It really isn't.
You're right.
And it's very kid friendly.
Yeah.
So because it's kid friendly, your kids are going to have a better time.
Yep.
They just are.
I agree.
Things go.
I agree 100%, and that's why it's just like it saddens me as a lifelong MLB fan and someone who's followed the MLB very closely, like I said, since I was, I've been watching MLB since I was 5-6 years old at least.
Beehive grasshopper.
It really, exactly. It just really saddens me that the league basically is just writing their own obituary for the most petty of reasons. And it's disgusting. It's not necessary. And it's just, I hope that they maybe can sooner rather than later, because I mean, the time is dwindling for them to be able to save any sort of face about this. And I just, I would hope and pray that they could find a way to come together and get something done and salvage a good chunk of the season. But I don't know, Doug. I kind of wanted to wrap up.
It doesn't, Robbie. It doesn't sound like they're very close.
Well,
even
I
if
kind
it's
of wanted
one or
to,
2 things. It doesn't sound like they're even willing to sit down for more than 40 minutes. Or 50.
And that's why I kind of wanted to wrap up the segment by sort of asking the final question, which is, I mean, how long, conceivably and honestly, how long can we see this going on? I mean, what are we looking at here? I mean, I could see this going so many different ways, but I'm curious to hear your take on just what are we in store for here in terms of timetable? I mean, basically, should we be writing the postmortem on the 2022 MLB season? I mean, is that what it's going to come to ultimately?
Yeah, ultimately, I really don't know, Robbie, because of the fact that, I mean, they can't even the negotiators can't even sit down for more than 40 minutes. If they can't sit down for 40 minutes and have a conversation because they don't like the fact that the MLB flags that are sitting on the table or the napkins that are on the table are bad, then I don't understand. I don't understand what they're looking at. Sit down, make a meeting. What they need to do. This is what they need to do. Okay, just my thought.
Yeah.
My opinion.
Yeah.
What they need to do is they need to sit their asses down at the table every freaking day until they get it done. Period. That's it. That's what they need to do. That's all they need to do.
And not just for 6 days when you're up against the deadline, and then go quiet right afterwards.
Correct. But the other thing is that at least shows people, the MLBU and the MLB people that love the Major League Baseball, that love watching it, at least that shows that they're sitting and talking.
That they're serious.
If they're communicating,
you
know that they're serious about ending this. If they go and they do a negotiation thing for 40 minutes and they go in and they say, well, I don't like the flags and I don't like the cups and I'm not really sure about these napkins because these napkins really suck. They're bad. And you know what? That artwork on the wall, I don't even like it. I mean, what are they talking about in 40 minutes? There's obviously more than 40 minutes that they have to spend on this.
Right.
So if they walk in, everybody's like, oh, they're walking in. Here we go. They're negotiating. Negotiators get together. Okay, what did they get together and talk today about 40 minutes? About the grandkids? They talk about the wallpaper on the walls? What did they talk about? Did they talk about the price of tea? I mean, or milk? Or what did they talk about today for 40 minutes? Or did they just walk in there and go like this?
Probably, yep, definitely the latter.
It doesn't show me, because they're not meeting every day, it doesn't show me that either side wants to get this done. It just doesn't show me. Yeah. So as they keep doing that, the animosity is going to get stronger and bigger, and it's going to get nastier, and people are going to be like, you know what? Well, Robbie, it's called out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
If you're not looking at Bleacher Report or the news or ESPN Boston or ESPN or whatever channel you get your sports from, hopefully it's but you never know. If whatever channel you listen to and you don't see a notification that says MLB was in negotiating 8 hours today, 12 hours today, every freaking day, it's out of sight, out of mind. It's on. People are not going to want to go to the games. They're not seeing it. It's not in the news unless they go and meet each other. Yeah. So if it's not in the news, they're not going to see it. March Madness is coming up.
Yeah.
Oh, the worst possible time you could freaking do this. March Madness is coming up.
NBA and
NFL draft.
You know, NBA playoffs,
NFL draft.
NHL playoffs.
NHL trade deadline is coming up too. NHL is super strong right now.
Yeah.
Super, super strong.
Yeah.
If MLB does not start meeting every day, it's going to be out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
Now, do I know if they're negotiating in a back room somewhere? Well, hopefully they like the wallpaper or the paint in that room, but who knows? I don't know if they're talking. Nobody knows. It's not on my phone. Not on ESPN. ESPN is reporting today, and Bleacher Report's pointing today that they came in and they looked at the napkins and the tablecloths and the cups, and they said, I don't like them.
Yeah.
That's it. Out of sight, out of mind.
I know.
If they're not meeting every day, Robbie, this could go for a very long time.
I know.
And they're going to get there. They're going to lose money, and nobody's going to come back. And this is not the right time.
No.
Not the right time.
Like I said
my
before,
prediction is that if they don't start meeting this coming week every freaking day until they get it done, people are going to be like, well, they obviously don't want to get it done because they're not even communicating.
Yeah.
Why should I even, communication is the most important thing in these, I feel like I'm a politician. I'm going to say it the way
in these trying times, we must communicate.
Communication is most important in these negotiations. So you need to get together, and you need to do something about it. So it's like if you're not communicating, if you're not talking, how do you get things done if you're not saying anything, you're not talking? It just,
it
just doesn't get done.
You literally, to use a little baseball pun here. You are literally hitting home runs all over the place with what you're saying right now. It's I can't really add to it because it's so spot on analysis that I mean it's so true, and it's sad, but it's true. And I just I shudder to think of how long this is going to go on for. You know, there really doesn't seem to be a light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak.
There's no tunnel. We're not even going in a tunnel. I would be happy if they met in a tunnel. At least you're communicating in the tunnel. I don't care. Meet in a tunnel. Meet. Go in one of those.
Maybe they'll meet in one of those caves.
Go into a tunnel and meet.
Maybe they'll meet in one of those caves that we talk about.
I don't care if they meet under a freaking rock, Robbie, as long as they're talking.
Well, I mean, people are hey, listen, people are coming out from under the rocks and in their caves. So there's going to be some open rocks and caves that they can use. It's perfect.
Yes, there's plenty of rocks, plenty of caves, plenty of places to go. Hey, they can meet here. I don't care. I got room. I'll put whatever they want out. I'll put a nice spread out. They can meet here if they want to.
But they better do so. They better do so quickly, though.
Well, yeah. But we won't say anything about that. But
right,
still,
no.
It's yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where I mean, that's I guess what I'm saying is that if they're not meeting, and everybody's assuming that if they're not meeting and they're not talking, they're not communicating, we're just going to get things done. That's what the word negotiation really kind of means.
Yeah.
If they're not talking back and forth and saying, hey, how about this? No, how about this? How about this? No, I want that. I want that. If they're not even talking.
Forget
out of sight, out of mind.
Forget it. Yep.
Out of sight, out of mind. It could be months.
Yep. I agree with you. And
not even coming to the table.
And that's
because they don't like the tablecloths, they don't like the cutlery, and they don't like the knives and the silverware and
don't forget about the drapes. Don't forget about the drapes. Can't forget about the drapes.
They certainly don't like the drapes. The drapes are bad. The drapes, for some reason, they just won't even. They walk in, they go, "Oh, the drapes are bad. They can't even be in this room."
But yeah, it's a bad situation right now for MLB, and there is not going to get. I'm not even saying it's not looking like it's not going to get better anytime soon until, like Doug said, they actually, in good faith, sit down and start trying to hammer something out. And I just don't see it happening right now. And
I will tell everybody out there that's watching this too. I think that anybody that gets the MLB The Show game, don't get it. They get a portion of that. Because it's their likeness.
Yeah.
All the players get a portion of it.
Maybe memorabilia, everything.
Copywritten.
Yeah.
Don't get it. I wouldn't play it. Well,
you can show
because it's a little slow.
I mean, obviously, I don't know if it would make much difference, but show them with your wallet.
It's money, Robbie.
Yeah, show them with your wallet.
It's money.
If people are still buying memorabilia, guess what? The teams are still making money because if people are still buying, even while this is going on, if people are buying the merch, they're buying, like you said, the video games, they're buying everything.
Go to a Woo Sox game. The merchandise is incredible there.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's new. They're new. They're Woo.
Yeah.
Wait, that rhymes. They're really there. It's like they changed their name. It's kind of cool. And actually, they're closer, right? Well, not closer. About the same from here, but still, I mean, they're not that far away.
No,
it's great.
It's great. It really is.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. I want. This is what I'm saying this to all of our 3 fans out there that we have to listen to our episode.
By the way, hello. Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching at least 4 or 5 minutes of it. The beginning, the intro. Anyway, I am going to go. I want to go with Robbie to a Woo Sox game this summer, sometime, and we're gonna do something that we have never done before. I didn't tell Robbie this because I had this like in my mind, and it just came to my mind again. I want to go and I want to do some live stuff right from there.
Yeah.
and maybe have it, put onto something,
A
put
little
onto
little
our
footage. Yeah, Kyle and I've
little
done that
footage.
before. We've gone to
Absolutely,
games,
because
we've
it's
recorded ourselves.
phenomenal. It's
Absolutely.
awesome.
I'm all
And
for
I'll
it.
prove to you
I'm
that
all for it.
they are great. They are phenomenal. And I just think it's great for as they say in America, it's great for the whole family.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, where baseball goes, where MLB goes from here, I don't think we have any
Out of sight, out of mind, baby.
idea.
It's already
Outside of
out.
mind. Yep, exactly.
What does MLB mean? I don't even know. We used to have, what's that thing called again? It's a white ball and you have a bat. Some gloves.
Many little baskets. I don't know.
Base something.
Ball.
Bases. You run around the bases.
Yeah, something. But anyway, I do listen. As much as we could sit and sort of wallow in the lack of baseball right now, I do want to move on to our second segment, which is going to be a bit brighter, actually much brighter, because it is a team that's actually playing games right now. They're actually they're literally playing a game as we sit here on this show, recording this show, and
they're leading 72-58.
Very nice, very nice. Looking for 13.
Not that anybody gives a crap.
Their 13th win in the last 15 games. That's okay. We do that sometimes. We give some little updates and stuff like that. But
yeah, by the time they see this episode, it'll be like, maybe the weekend, and they'll be like, wait a minute, there's already been two Celtics is what we're talking about. There's already been two more games.
Yeah, exactly.
They've already played 2 games. Why are they telling me the Grizzlies score? They just played the next game. It's all right.
It's all good. But we are going to talk some Celtics right now. The red hot Boston Celtics, who are looking tonight for their 13th win in 15 games. They currently sit tied for 5th place in the Eastern Conference, which, if you looked at things, even just a month and a half ago, I feel like the Celtics were in a lot more dire of a position, and yet they have turned the corner in a huge way. Like I said, again, 13 wins in the last 15 games. Doug, although I do have to do the little breaking news, because we were talking about this off air, how Jaylen Brown was missing tonight's game. I guess he's injured. I'm not exactly sure why he missed the game.
He did. He has a minor sprain, of his ankle from last night's game, and it doesn't seem to be something that's serious.
That's
so
good.
At least that's what they're saying up front.
But the breaking
X-rays came back negative.
Yeah, the breaking sort of news was that the man who replaced Jaylen Brown in the starting lineup, good old Mr. Aaron Nesmith, actually left tonight's game with an injury of his own, a right ankle injury, and he's been ruled out for the rest of tonight's game. So
yeah, they have Grant Williams, who came back. He had a little slight injury too, but he's back today. So Grant Williams is in, and what they're doing is that they're using Williams as a kind of like a small forward. Then you're also using Daniel Tice, playing in some of the kind of when they go up with a bigger lineup, they put Tice in. So yeah, so everybody's got to step up a little bit.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. But I want Doug to ask you right off the top here, because you obviously are our basket. If I'm the baseball guru, you're definitely the basketball guru of this show, as we have established. But my question to you is just, the Celtics are red hot right now. There's no question about it. Again, they're about to hopefully be 13 wins out of their last 15, really climbing rapidly back into those Eastern Conference standings right now. Like I said, currently tied for 5th with Cleveland. But what I wanted to ask you, what I wanted to ask you, I just repeated myself. Oh God, this is just words are escaping right now. What do you think has sort of changed about this team from where they were, sort of the consistently inconsistent play that we saw earlier this season to now, where they just seem to be a team where people are beginning to wonder if they could not only win a playoff series, but maybe make a deep playoff run. I mean, there's a lot of talk going around, the way this team has played over the last 2 months. So I was just curious to get your take again as our basketball guru. What have you seen out of the Celtics team that has allowed them to go on this stretch that they've been on? And like I said, just sort of give us your thoughts about the Celtics as they stand right now.
Yeah, I think it's twofold, Robbie. I think one of the things is, kind of getting rid of, I guess, what you could say
You can say it. Just
say it. I'm trying not to say it in a bad way, but I guess the way I kind of put it together, my opinion, kind of getting rid of some of the dead wood on the team.
Yep.
Was really
hold on.
necessary.
I gotta mark down on the Doug Deadwood counter. That is time number 54. 54 time Doug has said Deadwood on the show.
Deadwood, yes. So I think that's part of it. And Brad Stevens, I think, has done a great job in getting rid of
Trader Brad
those players. Yeah, those players in which either Danny Ainge brought in or maybe he brought them in, but they're just not working out.
Right.
It's one thing that is different than Trader Brad, and I can say Trader Brad more than Trader Danny, is the fact that they, Brad doesn't have an issue with saying, okay, you know what? I made a mistake. Let's not hold on to this guy. Let's see if we can get something for this guy and get something better. To bring in Derek White from San Antonio, I think was a steal because he's been incredible. He's been really, really good. He's good in the locker room. He's a veteran player. He stepped up when we've needed him to step up. I think he's been good. The other thing that I think people didn't realize is that I think what had to come together was the players. The players themselves had to come together. It's more of a unity thing. They came together, and it's interesting because one of the things on Bleacher Report under the Boston Celtics, it said, should we apologize to Ime Udoka, who is the coach?
Yes, good old Ime.
I mean, should we apologize to him? And I started to read the article because I was like, what? We had to apologize to him. And we apologized because when he first came here, we really weren't that good. I mean, we stunk. It was horrible. Really, really bad.
Yeah.
But I think what we needed to do was we needed to have a thought about what the team is supposed to be. And I don't think that was when we first started the season. I don't think we had that. We did have some other players on this team. Enes Freedom Cantor, Dennis Schroeder.
Well, I don't know. I still don't know where to come down on Schroeder because I mean Schroeder had his really good moments here, so I don't know if you can really. I don't know. I'm. Yeah, I don't know where I come down on Schroeder.
It's basically his inconsistent. It's basically his inconsistency. We got him for next to nothing, which is great, but I don't think we could have gotten rid of him past this year.
He hasn't been missed. I will say that I will acknowledge that he has not been missed since he was traded.
Let's do this. So what they're trying to do now, and maybe this is jumping the gun a little bit, but it may be your next question. But that's that. Before I say that, that's the two things I think of. Is number one, getting rid of the dead wood. Write it down. Mark it down.
55. There's the check mark. Okay.
Getting rid of that. Getting rid of players that Brad doesn't think are going to gel or haven't gelled or are just not playing, and start to build. This is what he's starting to do that people don't understand. It's like, why is he just doing this? Why is he bringing this? Why is he bringing this guy in? Doing it on purpose. He has an actual plan. I'm not saying Danny didn't have a plan, because he did. He actually had a plan in 2007, 2008. Guess what happened there? Hello. Championship. So I think then the plan actually worked.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were going to get Ray out, and
big
they did.
three.
So exactly, I didn't think they were going to be able to do that. But once he came in, there was no way anybody was going to beat him. I don't care who was playing him, didn't matter. What Brad is doing is he's trying to build onto those two guys, the two Jays, trying to build and see. You notice they're playing fine now together. Everybody's like, "Oh, you got to get rid of one of them. You got to get rid of one of them because they're not playing well together." And Jason Tatum's playing differently this year.
Seem to
He's
be
not
doing
scoring,
okay
and
right
he's not
now.
doing whatever. Exactly. But that's what I'm saying is sometimes it takes a little bit to kind of get going.
Yeah.
But it also is unity between the players. You get players that want to be here. Mark Smart, by the way, has always said that he's a Celtic. He always wants to be a Celtic, and he wants to be here. Why take a player like Dennis Schroeder, who goes from team to team and has had how many teams? Maybe 3 in the last year or 2.
Right.
You don't want a guy like that. He's a missionary.
Yeah.
You don't want missionaries. You want guys who want to be on the team, who want to stay on the team, and who can build. So what he wants to do is he doesn't want to bring too many veterans in because he wants the young players to grow. Now, do I think he may need one more veteran? Yeah. I think he may need one more veteran forward. But that's what I think is really the two things that they're thinking about is get rid of the crap. I didn't say it. Get rid of the crap and then the team unity. Getting all the players together. This is what we're gonna do. We could do this. Let's do it. Blah blah blah. That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you. And I mean, honestly, this Celtics team over the past couple of months has been just so much more fun to watch than they were earlier in the season. I mean, they have actually sort of brought the exciting style of Celtics basketball that we've come to know and love over the years back into focus here. It's been great to see. And I mean, they're just, they're finding ways to win every single night, and even, I know even the couple of games that they've lost, and they've been extremely competitive in, and, obviously, they did lose to the Detroit Pistons, which, is a bit of a hiccup there, but that's okay. But like I said, they, like I said, just comes down to the fact that they're finding ways to win. And like you said, Doug, they are showing that, that unity and that chemistry and that cohesion as a team that you like to see out of teams that make deep runs in the postseason and have successful regular seasons. And we're starting to actually see that now come to fruition with this team. And, hopefully they can keep it up. And I guess that's sort of the second part of it that I wanted to ask you is, because we've sort of talked about the ceiling for this team at various points throughout the season when they've been in various sort of, modes of player.
I was looking at the ceiling.
Yeah, exactly. I know there's a bright light up there. You just don't want to go towards it.
Don't go toward the bright light, right? There it is. No, I don't want to go to it.
But we've talked about just the potential of this team in terms of the long-term picture. And, at various points of the season, we've had different thoughts, I feel like, sort of different expectations about this team. When the rubber hits the road here coming up in these next couple of months. But right now, as this team sits, again, I mean, it's worth repeating, 13 wins, if they hold on tonight, 13 wins in the last 15 games. Again, quickly making their way up the Eastern Conference standings from being a team that was potentially right smack dab in the play-in tournament to now being a top 6, being firmly in the top 6. And hey, don't look now, but if they keep things up, maybe they squeeze in that top 5, even that top 4. Maybe we're even talking about hosting a playoff series. I'm not trying to put too much ahead of the too many horses ahead of the car here, but right now there's a lot more on the table for this team then it seemed
You
like
mean
there
the cart
was
before the horse.
cart before the horse. Thank you. I knew I was
Because
going
the
to butcher
horses
that.
are always in front of the cart.
I knew I was going to butcher that. As soon as I said that,
No,
I
I
was
just
like,
thought about it. I was like, wait a
no,
minute.
no, you're right, and I'm just,
No, it's fine.
I'm ashamed.
I actually thought you said it right at
I'm
first.
ashamed and embarrassed, so it's all
Horse,
good.
cart, which one goes first? I don't remember. Okay, go ahead. It's
Yeah,
all good.
no, it's but there's more that we can look at with this team and say, we could potentially, there's more potential with this team than there was even just a couple months ago. And so I wanted to ask you, Doug, as you look at this team right here tonight, like I said, now 12 minutes away from that 13th win in 15 games as they currently lead by 11 at the end of the third quarter. And again, when you're watching this episode, you're probably gonna have no care in the world about that score update, but I don't care about your care, so it's all good. So my question is, when you look at this Celtics team right now, Doug, what are we looking at? What should our expectations be realistically for this team as we head into the final, really what is 2 months of this regular season?
I think realistically, I think you're looking at, again, just like I said before, looking at a unity of players. You're looking at, I know, and I was going to say before that I know Isaiah Thomas is doing a 10-day contract for Charlotte, and the report was out that they want to really, I think that kind of time has passed in Boston, unfortunately, although I know that he actually played well for Charlotte yesterday, fairly well. So it's one of those things where, if Charlotte keeps him for the rest of the year, that's fine. But anyway, I think that realistically, you're looking at them playing hard. You're looking at them just looking at every single game, trying to win every single game. You're looking for them to move up as close as they can, and you're looking for them to, get in and maybe even win a series in a playoff series.
Yeah,
I just don't think they have that. They're not quite there yet.
Right.
They're not quite there yet. So my realistic thoughts for the Celtics is that the games are going to be very exciting. They're going to win some games. Obviously they have. And if they keep playing the way they're playing and have that connection with each other and play hard, I mean, Robert Williams III is playing like Akeem Olajuwon. I mean, he's playing like Robert Parrish.
He's actually staying healthy and staying on the floor, which is great to see.
Yes, and of course I'm knocking on wood.
Yeah, absolutely.
But still, I mean.
Oh wait, hold on. Robert Williams just got hurt. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No. That was a joke.
Bad joke. But anyway.
Hold on. I'm getting a call. Hello. Oh, hi Rob. You're not injured? Wait, but why are you calling me from the game? You got to go finish off Memphis now. Stop calling me and, get back to winning. Thanks, Rob.
Tell me I said hello. You didn't tell me I said hello.
Sorry, I missed my. You had to get back to the game, man.
What the hell? You didn't tell me I said hello.
He literally called me for the free throw line. He's about to go shoot two free throws. Dude,
when somebody calls you, you got to tell them I said hello, because I have to keep the, the goodwill going for all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I think what it comes down to is I think they're going to be exciting, toward the end of the season.
Yeah.
Now that Nesmith is hurt and Jalen is hurt, Jalen Brown's hurt. Look for Brad to maybe try to, booster up a little bit. He's still got 1 or 2 roster spots. I know he's got a couple of G League guys that are there. I haven't, and I will tell you up front, I have not watched full games just because things are crazy right now. But I don't know if these couple guys that are from the G League are actually playing right now. I know that Ime typically has an 8-9 guy kind of situation going right now.
Yeah.
But now that two of our guys are out, you may see something else. I think they need to have some kind of shooting forward, somebody like a Gary Harris. Gary Harris, I believe, is on Orlando, and he's really good. He's a veteran, and he's a great shooter, shooting over 30%. And just he's a guy that can go out there even off the bench and score points. And he's got some good He's got some good defense too. So somebody like that would be, just kind of off the buyout market. I think the buyout market is still happening. I know that DeAndre Jordan is actually going to the 76ers. When I hear guys are going to 76ers and the Nets, I'm like, do they have roster spots? They have roster spots. They got like 42 guys. And I think they're only supposed to have 50 or 17. And I'm like, they keep adding guys. And I'm like, are you getting rid of guys as you add these guys? Are you playing these other guys that they're not on the team?
Is there room for them on your bench? Are they hanging out the rafters?
They're sitting in front of the bench.
They're hanging out the rafters of the Barclays Center.
They're in the second row.
Yeah, seriously.
They're in the second row. Hey, they go to the assistant. Doc Rivers goes to his assistant coach and says, hey, can you get Caldwell Pope? Can you get him?
Hey,
he's over there. He's hanging out with his mother.
Can you get Caldwell Pope out of the popcorn machine?
Yeah. He's hanging out over there. I'm like, wow, what's going on? Anyway, so it's the buyout market right now. It's still kind of happening. There's still some things going on here and there. So I just know that they're going to play hard until the end of the season. Most likely they make the playoffs. I don't have any idea. It depends on what the final team looks like. I don't have any idea right this very second, but I'm hoping that they get to the playoffs. I'm hoping they win one series, and I think they probably will. Once you get up to the 76ers, the Nets, that level, I mean, the Nets I don't even know if Ben Simmons is going to play, but Ben Simmons is not on that.
I was about to say, you really think the Nets are as much of a threat as they have been the way they're currently constituted? I mean, I don't know.
Yes, I do. If Ben Simmons comes back, it would be a crazy team. I'm just thinking that it would be a crazy team, and Kyrie's probably going to play more full time because they're going to. The Barclays Center will. I mean, they're lifting the mask mandates is why there's an issue. But there's another issue that's going on. I think the Barclays Center still has. New York might be relaxed on it, but the Barclays Center itself may still have that. So he may not be able to play in home games still. So he's able to play with away games, but it's like half the time. It sucks. But 76ers with Harden and Embiid,
yeah,
that's a tough team too. So. And I don't think they're as much of a threat, although they are now, I think, because they like playing with each other now. And Harden's always wanted to go to the 76ers even before the Nets. But my prediction is that they do really well. They become 5 or 6. They become, I'm not even saying higher than that. Because if they do, I'll be like, oh, that's so cool. Went beyond what I said.
Right.
But I think 5 or 6 would be fine, getting into the playoffs, seeing what they can do with the team that they have. I still think they need 1 or 2, at least one more player, just to bolster the bench and to make sure that if we got guys hurt, now we got 2 guys. It's interesting. They just said 2 days ago that there was nobody on the injury report, which really sucked because what happened? We got now 2 injured players.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm like, okay, well, you just jinxed it. So yeah, they just jinxed it. So I think that's my realistic out. Now, if they do better than that,
house money, man.
House money, and I would be very pleased to be wrong.
Yeah. Oh, I think the thing, my simple summation point is that I think that a Celtics playoff run this season is going to be much more fun to watch than it was back in the 2021 playoffs, when they basically, other than maybe one game, pretty much got smoked in that series against Brooklyn. And basically we kind of had written the postmortem of that team already heading into the series before it even started. So I think that this year's Celtics playoff run is going to look a lot different than last year did, and I'm very much looking forward to it. I agree with you. So what I want to do now, Doug, is I want to turn our attention to one of our favorite segments of this show, our final segment of the show, our final thoughts of the show, of this lovely Sports Blitz episode. And I will begin, Doug, by turning it over to you to give us your final thought for this evening for, by the way, was episode number 112 of the Sports Blitz. So take it away.
I have 2 final thoughts, and maybe 3.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm there for
time.
Okay,
I
yeah.
haven't had 3 in a long time, but I got yeah. So my first one is that I totally forgot. No, my first one, I totally forgot what they were. My first is obviously the things that are going on around the world, across the world right now. As far as I'm concerned, my opinion, and I'm not going to give much of an opinion except for I think that what I'm saying is that the Sports Blitz is standing with the people of the Ukraine, and we certainly support them and their efforts to hold back off their cousins in this horrific and terrible kind of thing that's going on overseas right now. And just if you have a thought and a prayer for the Ukraine people, please put it out there for them. That's the first thing. Second thing is that EA Sports just came out with, just heard it today. I believe it's on the online because I don't think you can do this if you're just regular. On the online play, they are taking off, which I'm not sure if it's the right thing to do because you and I talked about this in a text just earlier. They are taking off all the Russian teams off of the the FIFA, the soccer game, and the NHL 22 hockey game. All the Russian teams have been deleted from the online play, so you cannot play them. If you get the regular game and you just put it in, but you're not playing online, you can still have those teams. They're not doing that. Do I think it's right or wrong? I don't know. This whole thing is a little bit political. Do I think that these people that the players who don't support this action, do I think that they should suffer for it? No, I think they should be on the game, but I understand what they're trying to do. They're doing some boycotting, and I get it. I understand, but it is the way of the world right now. But obviously, our thoughts and prayers are with the people from Ukraine. And on a lighter note, tonight, before the game with the Grizzlies, we have Jason Tatum's son, Deuce, who, by the way, is the most famous person in Boston as far as I'm concerned. He is so cute. He is such a cute kid, and he typically goes to. You got to watch some of the what do you call it? They do it after the game. They do like a press conference. He goes to the press conferences with Jason, and he hangs out, and he's going like this he's looking at himself in the camera and doing funny things. So watch those. Watch out for those. Well, he actually led everyone in the stadium tonight at the Garden. He led everyone at the Garden to sing happy birthday to his dad.
Wow.
And it's on video. So you got to watch it. Cutest kid in the world, man. Really cute. I'd like to have him on the Sports Blitz. Can we call him and get him on? Anyway,
we'll get on that.
Yeah, definitely. But those are my final thoughts for this episode of the Sports Blitz. Ending on a cute note, a good note. Check out that stuff on YouTube. Deuce Tatum.
Yes.
Very very cute kid, and
absolutely.
and definitely going to make you laugh. little bit in this crazy world. So, Robbie, what are your final thoughts for this episode of the Sports Blitz?
Yeah, so I have two final thoughts this evening, and they're both kind of hockey related. And one of them actually kind of has to do, in a sense, with this show that we are currently on right now, the Sports Blitz, in case you've forgotten the name of the show. And the first thought, yeah, exactly. So the first thought is that actually it was very exciting for me this past Saturday. For the first time in 2 years, actually, I had the opportunity to attend a Boston College hockey game, BC versus BU, big rivalry in college hockey, and also had the first time ever to attend an event in Agganis Arena over at BU. And it is a beautiful facility. If you have never had an opportunity to see an event or a game there, it's really, really nice. Great place to watch any sort of event, and I had a great time. Fortunately, BU did beat BC in the game, so that was unfortunate, but still had a nice time finally getting to see BC hockey in action for the first time, like I said, in over 2 years. Just a really exciting time. And my second final thought, Doug, which has to do with the show, the Sports Blitz, is a former guest of ours, one of our very special guests that we've had during our time here on the Sports Blitz, has a pretty big hockey game himself coming up this coming weekend. That would be our old pal, Doug's very old pal, Jamie Rice, head men's ice hockey coach at Babson College. Again, big shout out to Jamie. Again, our first special guest on the Sports Blitz, and loved having him. And it was just a great time. And he and his Babson team have earned a spot this Saturday night in the New England Hockey Conference championship game. And not only are they playing in the championship game, but they are, for the first time that I can find, at least in my lifetime, are hosting the New England Hockey Conference championship game. They're going to be playing Skidmore again Saturday night at 7 at the Babson Skating Center. It's going to be a great game. Babson has won both of their first two tournament games in overtime. A quarterfinal win against Norwich that Kyle and I actually went to, which was really fun. And then a semifinal win on the road last Saturday against Elmira. Again, another overtime winner. So it's going to be a great night of hockey. Again, I just want to take this opportunity I'm sure on behalf of both Doug and myself here at the Sports Blitz to wish Jamie Rice and his Beavers nothing but the best in that championship game on Saturday. We certainly will be rooting for you and just hoping that they can bring home the trophy on their home ice and take down Skidmore for, like I said, for a conference title. So exciting things going on at Babson. And by the way, speaking of special guests in Babson, our pal Matt Noonan, we've had Matt Noonan and Matt Noon. So we're talking about Matt Noon in this particular thought. He and his Babson College baseball team actually began their season this past weekend out in Texas against Trinity of Texas, and they actually took 2 out of 3 from Trinity. So big congratulations to them on a successful opening weekend of college baseball action. So Doug, I very quickly, I know we're kind of wrapping up here, but just any thoughts by you on your pal Jamie Rice there, again leading his team not only to a conference title game, but being able to host it as well. Very exciting stuff there going on over at Babson.
Yeah, just congratulations to Jamie. I'd love to have him on again because he was very insightful as to not just Rivers Day Camp, but moreover, because it's a sports show, it was great to hear about his coaching and how coaches and how he translates what he does coaching wise to the game itself. He has been incredibly successful there. I just wish him a tremendous amount of luck, and hopefully we can have him on the show down the road.
Absolutely. We definitely are going to do that. Yeah, it's going to happen. So definitely stay tuned for that. But that's going to wrap it up for this week's edition of the Sports Blitz. I just want to thank everybody, as always, for tuning in, because we always do appreciate it. And if you like this episode, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell, as we always tell you to do. Click the bell. And please give a look
Somebody
to
give me more water. Kidding.
Please give a look to our two sponsors, or two awesome sponsors, Zyman Organizing and Wes Woodson. Again, the links will be down in the description. Obviously, want to send one final shout out to the other 2/3 of our YouTube trilogy, that being On a Couch Talking Sports and Marvel at the Movies. Again, great content has and will be coming out from both those shows. So definitely give all three of our shows,
give us the love, man,
your attention, your likes, your subscriptions, your bell ringings, everything. And
where do you find us, Robbie?
Yes. Thank you, Doug, for the reminder there. Yes,
I want to make sure people know.
Yeah,
probably said at the beginning.
We are on YouTube. Obviously, we're right here on YouTube, because that's probably where you're watching us right now. We are on Facebook. We are on Twitter. So definitely, again, just watch, like, subscribe, ring the bell, and
ding ding.
Yep, the double ring. You gotta give it a double ring for dramatic.
Give it a double ring. We don't care. And put in all, by the way, all the shows.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. The whole trilogy there.
The whole
trifecta, the whole kit. Yeah, nope, you're exactly right. All right.
I don't even know what that means.
So yeah, that is going to do it for this episode of the Sports Blitz. As always, that's Doug up there.
I'm Doug
on my screen. Yep, that is Doug. And I'm Robbie.
Are you up and down? Because I'm side to side.
I'm up and down.
Am I up or down?
You're up.
Oh, okay, so that's Robbie.
Yes. If you're if you're looking at me on my, if you're looking at us on my screen, I'm down here. Doug's up there, but I'm sure.
Right,
but I'm
Robbie's
sure
that way.
Yeah, Doug. If you're looking at Doug's screen, it's side to side. I don't know.
You're that way. I'm pointing to you.
I'm just looking all over usually, so it's all good.
Got it, man.
But again, like I said, thanks as always, everybody, for tuning in to this episode of the Sports Blitz, and we will see you next time for our next episode. See you, everybody.